By the way, first I was unable to upload in my Moodle. Now it's all right. I have uploaded. So I got my username password. So from April 7th to 13th session, can you see my screen?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So April 7 to 13, I have uploaded the activity 1, right? So activity 1 means that is the simple calculator what we did today, right? So if your program is not running, right? If you are unable to see, then you have
అమ్మా
to,
ఇస్తాను ఎంత
if you are unable to see, if you're unable to do any coding problem like that, so you can go to my, wait, I'll share this as well. So can you see I have shared or not?
నో మిస్
Okay, now can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Calculator.
Yeah, calculator. Now Judith was telling that I have now, this is Ume, right? I have uploaded your activities to your Moodle, right? So you can check now, no problem. If you have any problem by connecting, maybe your coding is wrong, sometimes maybe you type in the wrong way, so it won't work, no? So you can check from here and you can run the program, right? So that is the thing. So I have upload until activity 4, sorry, activity I think 3, right? In the give me a second. In the Moodle, so it start from April 7th. So I have named activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, right? Activity 4 still we are doing, no, that means I can't upload the full one because we'll see we are doing still. So the activity 4 is student management system. So once we'll try to finish today the this activity, and then I'll upload. If we finish today, I'll be uploading that one as session 4, activity 4, or else in the next class, right? So I hope today we can finish that. And as well, next class will come up with a new activity. So, right. Okay, so I think you're clear. So if you have doubts, you can check the documentation and do, right? So we'll go to the Visual Studio. Okay, so any others tried? Any programs? You did any problems you come up with?
No, miss.
Only actually you did the coding. Coding is over.
Yeah,
Coding is done. Okay,
yeah,
so did it run? What happened?
yeah. It's running, but the number one are so small, but the text box is so big.
Number one, I couldn't
Number one
understand.
label is so small, and the text box is big.
Big.
So it's
Okay.
like untidy. So that's
Okay.
why.
Maybe I think the font size is the problem. I'll
Okay, miss.
open this first. So last week we did this one. Okay, I'll share the Visual Studio. So you can't see my Visual Studio, no? By the way, my internet connection is very slow, so because of that, it takes time. Okay, now can you all see my program? Can you all see my Visual Studio, students?
No, miss, it's like blank.
Fully
Only
blank?
black color. No, no. That Ashura and yeah, now
That is
can.
only.
Yeah,
Okay,
now
well,
can. Yeah.
now full you can see.
Now it's gone.
Mm, even I also can't see now.
Only Ashura data connection that we can see.
Okay, wait. We'll wait for 1 minute.
Now it's
Loading, now.
yeah.
Okay, it's coming. Now, okay. Now, can you all see the whole
Yeah,
program? Okay, right, cool.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
To access Visual Basic also you need connection.
Sorry.
To access this Visual Studio also you need data connection. No need no.
Yeah, we did know already. Access database is already
No, no, no.
connected. Yeah. What?
The internet connection only to download the app. No miss. Your connection is slow means this is slowing also. Not
No,
that
no,
much only.
no. For y'all, it's getting slow to view. And by the way, there are some backend servers are running my PC, so that's also a problem. So I can't see.
Okay.
Right. Now, Judith, you said you have a doubt, no? So I'll clear that first. Now, this is, we say what? This is a label, right? Now, first click the label. You said your one is small, no?
Yeah.
Right. If it's small, click it, go to font, right? And increase the font size. Now I have a standard size. Now I have put everything in 10, so it's 10. So if it's your one is small than the text box, then you have to increase. So by clicking maybe 12 or 14 or 16, your label will be, the size will be increased, and the text as well, right?
Okay, miss.
And then you have to put okay, then it will be okay, right? Other than the codings are working very well, I hope so. Is that
Yeah, miss.
okay? That's fine. Okay, now so I'll okay, so today what is the lesson, what is the activity we are doing? Can you remember?
Management system.
Okay, student management system, right? So student management system, we did more than 60%, right? It's over. So there are today we have to do is, one is we have to register the labels, sorry, not labels, text box, and the next one is we have to code the buttons, right? If we do the codings, then that's it, the whole program will work, right? So before that, I want to know, do you want to recap how we did this, how we connect the database, how we did the last week session, a small recap or something? Because I
Yeah,
think you
it will be
can't
good.
remember. It will be good, no? I'm sure you can't remember. So, okay. Right. So, okay, I'll start again. So, first you have created a form 1, right? So form 1 is loading. Sorry, form 1 design. So form 1, you have to create how many forms? You have to create 3 forms. Okay, so 3 forms. This is my first form, is welcome to student management system, and this will be my second form, that is my login one, right? Next, the third form. Third form is my student details. That means it's like a database, right? Whatever I type here in the text box, it will be, data will be loaded to data grid view, right here, right? Whatever I type here, it will transfer to here. That's what happened, right? So that is okay. So after doing the designing part, next you have to create a database, right? So can you remember in what we created a database?
Access.
Yes, very good. Microsoft Access, right? So Microsoft Access I have created. So student detail was my Microsoft Access database. So I'm going to the place where did I save. So I saved it in my documents. So I saved it as student details, right? So wait, I'm opening the database. Okay. Right. Now can you all see my database? Right. So my table one, can you remember? So this is what I have created, right? So I think you can view it. No, you can see now my database.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So whatever, now the thing is, first you have type ID, first name, last name, age, phone number, email. So whatever I have typed in Visual Studio ID name, that should be equal to the database and the form, right? So this is equal now. So after that I have to save it. I have already saved, so it's okay. So remember the database name as well. So I have created that student details, because you need that when you're doing the coding for save, right? So you have to call the database. That's why we need the name of the database. That day I copy pasted in the sticky note, right? So are you clear with the database? Can you remember everything? Do you want me to try some database? How to edit and do, or you know? Huh? Are you all okay? Or do you want me to do another database? Okay, are you all okay or no? Can you all remember?
Do 1 million.
You want again one time? You want to try it?
Yeah, small one. No.
Oh, okay, right. So I'm not going to edit this because already it's connected to my Visual Studio. So okay, I'll create a new one, right? So Access, right? So Access database I'm going to use. So I think you can see my window, right? Okay, right. So go to the blank desktop database, click it, right? Then you have to give a name. what is your database is. So I already gave student details, so I'm not going to give. I'm just going to keep remaining database one and another one I'm going to type, right? Because I'm just creating this, right? Okay. So then you have to click create, then it will be creating automatically a database. And okay, so now it is looking like a table view, right? So I just want first to view this as a design view, right? Not a table view. First I want to view this as a design view. So first go near the table one and right click and click design view, right? So if you like, you can give the table name as whatever you like. If you're connecting in a big way of database, then if you give is okay. If you don't have like that, just give the database as a table one. That's fine, right? Then click OK, right? So ID, again I'm asking, ID is a, what is ID? Can you remember I told?
Primary key.
Yeah, and it is a unique, right? It is unique to each other, right? So ID is a auto number, it's okay. Then next, so ID comes like 001, 002, 003, that is we say ID, right? So next I'm going to type first name because we're adding as a first name. Next last name, and next, can you remember what was next we have typed? I think age and phone number. No? Age, phone number, and
Email.
email, right? So this is not, everything won't be in short text. You can maybe change as a long text even okay. Age should be in what? Number, right? Phone number, it should be in number. Email should be in long text is better, right? That should be there. So another thing, in this particular thing we are not going to add images or attachment, but actually there is an option that you can add images or attachment. So next session I will be teaching that also as well. So it will be more what to say, the program will be more enriched, so you can do it. So so here attach, can you see attachment? So that will be a what to say, image, just you can attach, right? So after creating this will be okay. Again right click, go to data sheet view. So you must first save the table. I'll click yes. So my table is created. So once my database is connected with the Visual Studio, right? This will be update. Whatever I'm typing in Visual Studio, this database will be typed. That's what going to happen in this program, right? So whatever I type ID in Visual Studio, it will record here, like down, like line wise, like a record. It will be updated. So that's what we are going to do, and that is what the database is going to do, right? So did you understand why we use a database here? Can you, now did you understand?
Yes, miss.
Okay, right, that's fine. So okay, well we'll go back to Visual Studio now. So I hope that is very clear for you all. So if you're not clear, I saw your the Moodle videos has been uploaded, so you can check that even. So okay, right. So I'm going back to my Visual Studio. Now in this, I told you after creating the database what we have to do. Can you remember what we have to do? Anyone? Anyone can remember what we have to do? No, is that so? Tell me the truth, then only I will get to know that you know or not properly. Yes or no? Did it? Tome,
Yes, please.
can you remember? Or
How you took the database into this form?
yeah. How you going to connect the database first? That's I just want to know. Can you remember that also?
Like you don't remember.
Slightly don't remember. Very good. Okay, right. So let me teach. Even some didn't come last week. So, okay. So how we are going to connect is go to data source. Please don't forget. Go to data source and actually my one is already created. By clicking data source, you have to connect to database. There is a small plug. No, it is that you have to click. With a small database, there's a plug. You have to click that, and then you have to select the database you want, right? So some they do in Microsoft SQL Server or Microsoft ODBC data server like that. They use Oracle, that kind of database. So we are not going for that because that is little advanced other database. So we are going to use the Microsoft Access database file, right? So Microsoft Access database file and click OK. Then after you have to browse. So can you remember what are you going to browse in this area? Can you remember?
The name that you gave for the file.
Yeah, you're going to search the database where you have saved and you're going to call it, right? So that is what's going to happen. So I'll be browsing. If I start browsing, it will open. So I have already saved my database in documents. Go to documents and I have saved it as student detail. Was my one, right? So I'm not going to call this because I already called. So I'm going to cancel it. You have to just call the database which you have created. So now I created database 11. So this will be my correct one. So I'm going to cancel because I already called. And next you have to give the test connection, right? So now I didn't, it's not connected. So it goes that it shows like this. If it's connected successfully, it gives a message that you have connected successfully. And okay, then click OK and finish, right? Then after that, your database will be appear here, student details.accdb, like that, right? So can you see why this database shows as a X? Do you know why it shows like a X mark, red in red?
No, miss.
Don't know, right? That means server is offline, right? That's why it shows like this. So I have to right click it and refresh it, right? Uh, so now can you see it have changed into green color? Can you see? That means it's online, it's working, right? Okay. So after that, what did I do? Can you remember? After that, also not you can't remember, no? Right. After that, I did. I think what I did is I went to the data grid view, right? So I have to expand more this one, then only I can view. Okay. In this, can you remember that is small splitter? I clicked here.
Yes.
Right, click the splitter and choose data source. So I already data source table one I have chosen, so it have taken it, right? Then after choosing it, what happens is the things what you have added, ID, first name, last name, age, and everything will be appear here. That's what it's going to happen in this, right? That's the thing is happening. And now we have a connector and we have created. Next, we are going to register the text box. Okay. Next, the thing what we have to do is we have to register the text box. So please look carefully. Okay. Then only you can understand what I'm doing. Right. So I'm going to drag this front because then only you can see it very well. Okay. Right. So now today's session, actually what we are going to do is first we are going to register the text box, right? So click the text box and right click it and go to properties. But you have to go to properties. In properties, you have to go to data bindings. Okay, what? Data bindings. Okay, there's a small split. Can you see? If you click that +1, it will open when it's there inside, right? Under that, you have to go and click the text. The text, it shows a small split, and you have to click the table binding source 1. Under that, now can you see there is a thing called ID. Now I'm going to register the student ID, right? So I have to register the ID now. Now can you understand what I'm doing here?
Yes, miss.
Others, I just want to know, because if you don't know this, what is the purpose, then you don't know how to do it. Others, who is the others? I hope others understood it, right? So again, I'm telling, go to right click and go to properties and data bindings, and then you have to click the plus mark and go to text. Under text, you have to click table binding source, right? Right now, I'm going to register the ID because student ID is my first text box. So I'm going to register ID, click the ID. Now can you see table 1 binding source dash ID is registered, right? Next, go to the next text box. My next text box is first name. So again, right click, go to properties, and under text, go to table binding source 1, table 1 binding source, and click the split. Now you have to click first name, not the ID, because I'm registering the first name now, right? So first name I'm going to click. So it have been table binding source 1, first name is registered. Okay, what happens is now I am connecting each and every database into this. Okay, now if you type the student ID database will be appear. If I didn't register, it won't show ID in here. Can you understand? if I didn't register this, it won't show here the first name or ID. If I register only, it will show in that particular thing. Next, we are going to the last name. So that you have to again right click. So same thing you have to do until the email, right? So last name, now we have to click it. So last name is registered. Huh? No. Next, we are going for age and go to the properties. The same thing. So we're going to register the age. Age is also registered. Next, the phone number. Properties. The one like I'm going to register the phone number. It's also registered. I'm going to register the email, the last one. Go to the properties, text, and table one binding source, and the email, right? So we have registered all 6 details now. So did you understand what we did now? Now can you see in the text it appears table one binding source phone number. If you click the email text box, table one binding source email like that. Now, tell me, did you understand until here?
Yes, Miss.
Right? This is very simple. It's not rocket science or something. It's very easy. So you can do. Right. So now we are in the sorry 80% we are finished with the program, right? Now we are going to do the balance thing. That means if you code these 6 buttons, then the program will work, right? So now I'll be start coding now. So now again I just want to know, until the registering the text box, are you all okay? Hmm? All okay, right?
Okay, Miss.
So now I'm going to the coding area. So I'm going to first I'm going to code the previous button, right? So the coding is so table one binding source. So this should be capital T. So wait, it's not taking in. Let's see. Table. Okay, yeah. Can I see table one binding source? Right, that is the correct one. So what is the table binding source one? I mean table one binding source. Can't remember, no? That means table binding source means, can you remember we did a small table? Okay, let me show that again. This one, this table, right? So that only I'm going to add that, right? So that only it's going to happen. So previous table binding source dot move previous. Right. So coding is correct. So that's why there is no error. So that's fine. So next we'll move to the button 2. Next button is add. Add is the next button, right? So add also same coding, but there's a small difference, right? Difference is table binding source dot move previous. So we have done the previous coding. I mean the button coding. Now we are going to change it as here. It will change add new, right? So I'm going to copy paste this same thing. I'm going to paste this here, but here the coding here it will be changed, right? It will be add new, right? So that is the coding for the add. So there is no errors, so that means coding is correct. Right. Next we are going to the next coding is the next button, right? So the coding for next is also the same, but it will change here. Dot. It will change as dot next. So I'm going to copy paste that also. Right? It's not add new. It's move next. Dot move next. Move next. Right. So this coding also there's no errors. That is also correct. Next we are going to save button, right? So save button coding is little different the previous coding. So actually in save coding what happens? Do you know what's the function it happens? Can anyone tell?
It will save the details in the data grid view.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So whatever you type in the wait, I'll show. Whatever you type here, right? It will be when you save it, it should be appear here, right? You will come to here. So that's what's happened in the data grid view. Okay. So now we are going to the save button. So save. Same thing, table binding source. This will come, the same coding will become, but it's not move next, it's end edit, right? End edit. So end edit, right? End edit. And the next line you have to type table adapter. Okay, it should be table adapter dot update update. Open brackets. And here what you are going to type is, you're going to type your database name, right? Can you remember what we saved in the sticky notepad? Can you remember?
Student
So
details.
that, yeah, student details. So I'm just going to copy paste it into the one, so there's no mistakes. So copy and paste. Student details. Student details database. Database and data set dot table one. So that's a small mistake. See what's the mistake. Table one, table adapter dot update your database. So I think details. We'll try the coding and see what's the mistake. So next we have type message box dot show. I'm going to type in that. Okay. Right. So whatever, or else you can put save successfully or something. So I just want to check the database part. Maybe I have copied maybe wrong. So I'll just check it again. Or else data set should be capital.
Is it the extension mark or something? A
Yeah.
double C student details. That and saving in the excess, the extension will come on.
Yeah.
You have to give the extension or something. No need.
Actually, if I type as if I type as student details, it should be here. But I don't know what's the problem. So if I start changing, everything will be changed again. That's the problem. I wanted to do it. So full correction will be changed again. Student details of my database. So see. Okay. Wait, I'll try in another way. Save. Oh, that's not working. We will find this error in the end of this. So we'll type other
Miss,
codings.
it is inside the bracket, no, miss.
One, telling me to remove the brackets and see.
No, you have to give the inverted commas or something because it is inside the bracket.
Actually, inverted commas now we are using for a phrase like now. Okay, can you see something like that? Only we use. If you say so, we'll try. It's not a problem. Okay. Yeah, no, it's working. No, but shows other. No, if I do that, the update is showing as error. It's fine, but can you see the update? It shows as error. That's the problem. Details. It's not. Maybe we have tried another way. It's not updating if it comes like that. I thought of removing the. You see the brackets. If we remove, what happens? The whole is wrong. I think the problem is in data set, database, and student details. I have saved already is correct, right? So it's not wrong. Underscore database data set dot table one. So we are calling me the table one. Right. Let me keep for a small time. We see again because I have to check the again. I have to check the program. Right. So okay, save. This one is pending. So next we go to the delete coding. Delete coding is table one binding source dot remove current. It should be remove current. So I'm going to copy again this. I'm going to paste this. And I'm going to change it as here. I'm going to change remove current. So there is option called remove current. That is also correct, right? So delete coding is also correct. So we'll go to the coding called exit. Okay, so do you know what's the coding for exit? What's the coding for the?
Me dot close.
Okay, that is simple. Me dot close. Me dot close. Right. So okay, until I find the error, what is the error? Until that, can you? So did you draw this form 3? First, I just want to know that. Did you draw this form 3? The books. Students?
No.
No. Okay, then draw. I'll quickly find out the what's error, right? Until that, I'll find out the error. So draw it so you can see now.
Yeah.
Okay, did you all draw? Finish drawing? You all draw?
First diagram is finished. My second one.
Okay. My coding is correct, but I think database is not taking in. That's the problem I think here. Now I checked even the table also I correct, because I already before I do any sessions I used to do a test run and only I do. So before also I have done this program. So I'll show you that also. Uh, can you all see the new one? Can you all see, students?
Where miss?
Eh,
This
Now can you
this was
see?
the all.
Yeah, I said I did already one. So here there's no errors. It is taking in a student the database which I have used for this one is students underscore database data set dot table one, right?
This one
So
shows the error, miss.
no, this one it won't show because it's correct, but still the same thing only I did for the both. But I think there is some problem happened with the database maybe. So now I thought I'm going to connect the your database one. I understand. Now here also I have used the sorry students no. So maybe it's not taking. So I have to create a new one. Okay, I'll put again. Did I draw it? Didn't finish drawing.
Half row, yes.
Half draw. No? Okay. Draw this one. You can see now. Draw. Okay. Finish drawing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I thought is I'm going to again connect a new database. Uh, so then you can again look up what we can do.
Now we are no errors, no, miss.
No, this is already what I have done. So there is no errors. Works perfect. This one, I think maybe something wrong happens in the database. That's why it's not working. All right. So I have already created another one called your database, something like that, right? I'll show that also again. So here, can you see the up one? My here, can you see your underscore database? This one only I'm going to again recall. So I'm going to connect this one to my program. So we'll see this time. This time it should work. So what I do is, by the way, that's good to know one thing. If there is a error like that, if something occurs like that, you have to delete your database, right? So this is also a practical thing. Now there is error now, so I can't find actually what's the problem. So I'm going to delete this one. So everything will be changed, right? So I have to click this, and I'm going to right click this, and I'm going to delete this, right? This database won't be stand for long, so it will be deleted. So are you sure you want to remove the database connection student dot? I say yes, and I'm deleting it. So it is deleted, right? So you don't see here anything. So I'm going to call a new one. So I'm going to browse browser one and going to call as, okay. So my new one is your database is my new database I'm going to use, not the student details,
We
right?
can't see anything you're doing.
Can't see. Wait, give me a second. Now can you see? Now?
No, miss.
Oh, how comes can't see? Now? Now is it okay? Students, now is it okay?
No, okay.
Can you see? Okay, right. So I have deleted here.
Yes, miss.
Right? Okay, I have deleted. I have clicked, right click, and I deleted. Like there's an option like this, delete and delete. I have deleted. So I'm going for a new one. Browse. So already we are in. We have to choose what? Microsoft Access database. It shows already. So we have to go to the documents. Your database only now I'm going to use, right? And now I'm going to do the test connection. Test connection is succeed, right? That means no problem, you can connect. Then I'm clicking OK, right? Okay. And I'm going to click OK here also. Right now, my new database is called your underscore database, right? So now before I'm going to change here, first I have to go and change in where I have to change the data grid view first, right? After that only I have to change the other one. So okay, I'm going to change the data grid view. So wait, splitter is not seen now. Okay, there's a splitter. So I'm going to click it. Okay, table. So I'm going to add a project database source database, then next dataset, next student details connection string. No, this is I'm going to omit this. I don't need this. So I'm going for a new one. No, it's already here, I think. Okay, I'm going to use what? Your database one, not the student details. Your database. Okay, so show the connection string that you will save in the application. This is my connection string, and I'm going to click next. The connection selector, this one, do you want to copy? I don't need, so I'm not saying I don't want. I said no. And this is my new database. So I'm just going to copy this anyway. Okay, and I'm going to click next. And I have to click this too, then only it will view. So that click this too, and I have to finish, right? So it's saving my new database to the new data grid view, right? So it's done, but I think we have to re-register everything because since it's a new database. So right click, properties. I'm going to re-register full text. So it's already exists, but I'm not pretty sure it exists again. So first name, okay, last name. Okay, it have already called, I think, so it's all registered, so no problem. So we'll try to change this and we'll see what will happen here. Going to change this. So I'm going to change this again. Copy. I'm going to paste here. So I think it's okay, but why there's a small error showing? Now it have been changed to blue. Refresh it and see. So I don't think again there can't be any errors. No. Can you see my previous this one? Previous program? So can you see the previous program? I have typed table 1 and
Yes, miss.
table adapter dot update, right? So same the can you see any mistakes in the coding? No, right? So this here we have typed the your underscore database set. So now see it have taken also here. But now what is the mistake? I really can't see what's the mistake here. Right? It have changed the correct way. Right. Okay.
They are showing error table 1 adapter.
Sorry, I can't hear. What?
Miss, there's a error, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. No, in actually, I told already I have done a test run. That is correct. It's working correctly, but I just copy paste and check the coding. Is it correct or not? But the coding is correct in that. This is it shows
Okay.
because it's not belong to this one. That's why it shows like that. If I change this again to if you want, I can change and check this. Like there's no capital simple problem also. It is simple why no? Just check this. No, that's no mistake. Right. Maybe somewhere there is a mistake. Maybe I also still I can't find that. It's okay. So I don't want to waste time with this. Next class, but I'll let you know what is the real mistake. But the thing is, I'm going with my previous one. I said which I have done already. So the thing is, you have to call the database here. That's the thing you have to do, which you have already saved. You have to call that. The thing that is the thing you have to do. There is no anything difference. Only calling the correct name only here it should be happen. But I really call the correct name. I don't know why it happened. Yes. But here if you type y in capital, maybe no, still it's not changing, right? So we can't stuck up in one place, so I'll be going to the other one, right? So can you write down the codings, please? And by the way, I want to just tell this. This will be your database name, right? Can you see a student? Details. Right? Can you start writing down the codings, please? Right?
Miss, what was the second button?
Sorry.
The
Second button is right like that. First one is previous, right? Previous button, and the second one is add coding. Third one is next. Okay. The fourth one is the save coding, and the
and in this
fifth,
coding there is an additional one in the second one.
second one.
Table
What's
one
the
table.
additional one? Tab. Sorry.
Me dot table one table adapter fill.
One. You're saying which one, dear? I'm sorry. The adding one now, next.
Line number 8 to 12.
No, read the coding actually. I'm trying testing. That's why I can't see.
Me dot table one table adapter dot fill bracket me dot students database dataset table one.
Right. That you just write it down. Actually, I didn't code that, but write it down. It's okay. Because while I create that, that automatically generates, right? That's why what happened. That's what happened.
Can you go a little bit more?
Sorry?
Can you go a little bit up?
Ah, right. Give me a second. Gotta go up means down. That's it. Public class form 3. Yeah?
Now right.
You want to see the sides now. It's not visible the sides. Right. Now I think you can write. By the way, I told you I did a test run. It's working very well. There's no errors. So I think I have done one mistake or something. Really, I can't find what is the mistake. So by the way, next class I will be letting you know what's the mistake that I have done, and also the same thing, the same program which I told you I have done before. I'm doing a session. I used to do a test run. That means if the codings are working or not. So actually, like that only I did. But here I don't think there should be a mistakes comes appear. But unfortunately, there is a mistake has occurred. It's okay, but we can move on with the test run which I have done, right? The same thing, the interface and the colors are only different. Other things are correct, right? Clear? I clear? So I'll finish with writing the codings. So remember here, this one will be your database name, right? This is what it didn't work, other than everything was working perfectly. So I'll finish writing. Are you all finished writing?
No, miss. Excuse me, miss.
Yes, dear.
I have some doubts in the assignment, miss.
Yeah, sure. We'll discuss after this for sure. Did
Okay.
you start doing, by the way? I don't know in your submission also. Can I know?
Yeah, yesterday I started, but there are some questions to create an algorithm and create flow charts.
Is that so? You have like that also?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. I didn't go
create
through it properly, but you have to create a calculator. Is it? Is it correct?
yeah,
Yes, no?
conversion calculator. For that, we have to create a flow chart, hierarchy chart.
Okay, you have to create flow chart and hierarchy chart.
Hierarchy chart.
They ask hierarchy chart as well. No? Wait, I'll write it
Yeah,
down, then I can get it ready. Flow chart and hierarchy chart. So you have to create that both as well.
yeah, miss, and create an algorithm.
Okay, that's fine. Creating a algorithm. Okay, what else?
What,
Tell me what else, then I can.
yeah. Then
For the calculator, right? Nothing else, no? For the calculator, you have to
yeah,
create that.
for
Okay.
the conversion calculator and for the new conversion calculator.
Conversion
There are
calculator. You have to
two
create.
calculator, miss. One is conversion calculator, another one is new conversion calculator.
Okay, you have to create two.
Yeah,
Conversion calculator and new conversion calculator.
yes, miss.
Can you read that passage by the way? What this is?
Your first task is to design a conversion calculator iPhone app that takes in a given number of inches and converts it to centimeters. 1 inches is equal to 2.5 centimeter. You decide to use what you learned in ITE 0102 to do some planning before writing code for the app. Task number 1.1. First, you need to analyze the problem. What will the app need to be able to do? What should be the end user be able or not able to do? What are some of the features the app should include? Develop some general focal points that should be emphasized during design and development.
That's it, is it?
Then 1.2, we have to create an algorithm.
Hmm.
1.3, create a flow chart for the conversion calculator.
Hmm.
1.4, create a hierarchy chart for the conversion calculator. 1.5, write down the algorithm for the conversion calculator as a list of steps.
Yes, that is all okay. The charts and all, that's fine. I'm thinking, what is that conversion calculator? And you can they're telling to create two, or I'm not pretty sure
Miss,
about that.
the second one is at this point your boss tells you that the requirements for the projects have changed. Now the app
Uh-uh.
has to be able to convert from inches to centimeters and inches to furlongs. That's the new conversion calculator, miss.
Okay, so that means every now if you say the buttons size have been changed. Is that they say no?
Yeah, miss.
The inches have to be changed into centimeters.
Yeah,
Okay, in VB can we do that?
and
I,
and inches to furlongs.
mm, and
In
I
the
think
new
I
conversion calculator, the inches to centimeters and inches to furlongs.
so you I think you have to show two designs. Is that so? Are they require what's the requirement of them? The requirement what they are asking is you have to do it is two. Is that like that?
Yeah,
So then first you just create one, then after the requirement which boss says you have to change. Is
Yeah,
that they are mentioning like that, no?
yeah.
Okay, but we'll have to check the centimeters what they're saying. So are they mentioning as buttons or something like that?
No, miss.
Not like that, no?
No.
Or else the form, the designing platform, they're saying that's that.
We have to create an app or something.
The app,
Yeah, iPhone app.
iPhone app.
Yeah.
I think I have to. What about that? What they're saying is that app. Show Studio in your level, you won't learn like app. No? Yeah, I'll check the assignment. Then if I'm having some doubts, I think I'll go for with the management and let you know.
Okay, miss.
But algorithm is very easy. Just go to the internet and check. But I'll teach in next class. That's no
Okay,
problem.
miss.
But start doing some questions. Are they telling to explain about what is VB.NET or something? Is there anything
No,
like that?
miss, not like that.
Not like that, no?
Yeah, only functions and to design a app.
Functions and design. That's it. But I'll check that out as well.
And task 2 is event-driven programming concepts.
Sorry, what? Tell me again. Repeat it.
Task 2 is event-driven programming concepts.
Okay. What? Under that, what it says?
Uh, it, there also we have to create an algorithm and we need to analyze the problem.
Okay.
We have to give some inputs for that algorithm, and we have to show how does the program process in the input and what is the output.
That's it. That you can do, but I'm a little bit confused with the question one. What is it? Yeah, I have to clarify. So, but try to start and create a calculator that thing started and do.
Okay, miss.
Okay. By the way, how is I think okay? Finishing.
Yes, miss.
Finish. So we'll go to the other one. Then we'll run the program. So others finished writing now?
Yeah, miss.
She after a long time, I think. Right. So can you see the new one? Can you see the new Visual Studio? The other one? Right now? Can you see now?
Yes,
Oh,
miss.
to learn. Okay, right. Okay, so the same thing I told you, only the small mistake there is error, that only we are fine. So other than other codings all are working correctly. So again I'll show here form 1. So the design is the same thing. Welcome to, I have changed the thing. Welcome to student management, and form 2 design view is this. So I think I have done the login coding as well. Oh, no, I didn't do the login coding. So I directly did the form 3.show. That means username, password. Without username, password, it automatically goes to the form 3, right? So that I have activated like that. And the form 3 is same designer. There is no difference. Design is same. The interface color only I have changed. Other than there is not any difference. Drag this box more. Okay. Right. So I'm going to run this program. We'll see any errors in this. Okay. Starting. Okay. Will succeed. Everything is okay. There is no any errors in this. So can you see the welcome page?
Yes, miss.
Okay, right. So okay, so you have to click welcome to student management. Then next form will, I didn't know. Right. Next form is username password. So I didn't activate, but you know how to type the username password codings. Login coding, do you know? No? Don't tell
Yeah,
you don't know, right? Because I already taught you all. I think you wrote it down also. Still, you have any doubts about how to type the login coding? Go to the previous lectures, or else go to my activities I have uploaded in your Moodle, right? So I'm just typing Belinda login. Form 3 is appeared. So I have done a test, so that's why it shows like one Belinda Shedden, age is 12, phone number is like this, and I just have done. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to delete down. Right, it's deleted. Now I'm going to type 001, first name Belinda, name, age, you can put any numbers. I'm just putting, and phone number also I'm putting just numbers, right? And email also I'm just typing something, Belinda something, right? Right? So I'm going to save this. So there's a message box comes, save successfully, and I click OK. Be added. Not added, no. Let's try again.
Why miss it comes like -3?
I had to put 0, 0 numbers maybe. That's the problem. It's not allowing. I have to refresh it again. Not working with. I think I have to restart the program. Because now also I tried. It was working. Stop debugging.
And we were able to see the other forms also in this
What forms?
form 1. When you are typing the form 1, we can see the form 2, form 3.
Yeah, that I had to close. That's that coding I didn't do. Then you have to put form.1 height, right? That should be happen. I didn't do that. That's why it was appearing like that. That's why still it's remain. Huh? Curious about what happened to this one. 0, 0, 1. Why? What's the problem? Okay, it have add. Can you see? I didn't type the others. I have typed number 22. Sorry, 3 twos, and sorry, yeah, sorry, JIFK, like that. Can you see? Can you see?
Yes, miss.
Right. So that is added. So I want to add a new one.
Why miss the previous details was not added?
Sorry.
The
Maybe there is a character-based problem. I think it might be taken. Right. Right. Now can you see? Save successfully. 345. ID number is 345, and Belinda, age 44. The phone number and the email. Can you see? Right. Add again. page is not long. From when, right? Save successfully. So you can see the database. Can you see? Right? ID, first name, last name, age, phone number, email. Right? So that means the database is also working correctly. So whatever I type here, it will be appearing here. Right? So I can remember I registered this ID I have registered to here. Right? Registered the text box. That is, I registered to bring here the ID. I'm calling the ID to here. That's why we registered. So that is the difference what we did, right? So now we'll see add is okay. You know the option what is save. Do you know what is add? Add means we are going to add a new one, right? So if you click add, you're going to add a new one. So it's the fifth record. That's why it shows -5. But I'm just going to add something else, right?
This is a student management.
Yeah.
This looks like an elder somnus.
I'm just adding to the stage, right? So okay, I'll add then 10. Right, are you happy now? So like that you are adding. So save successfully, right? So after that, so you know what is save, add, next preview. You know what is preview? That means you are going back. See, if I click preview 2 to 2, 3 twos it shows. Then next button is 3, 4, 5 record will be showing. Can you see? If I click next it should show 87654 student record. Can you see now it shows the 8. So that person's name is Tom, last name is Ben, age 67, like that, right? If you click next, like that. So if you click delete, the record will be deleted, right? If you want to delete the 321, you have to go to the previous and click delete, then it will be deleted, the database, right? Now can you see it's deleted, right? There's no more.
Can delete only the other one, only one option,
One option means
like changing the name.
that you can do like this. If you select the previous, now okay, now I want to change this 345 record. I want to change the last name as Shedney, right? So how I'm going to do is, now I'm already clicked now. So I'm going to edit this as not Belinda, it's Shedney. And put my surname. And I'm going to save. We'll see how it's happened. Oh, okay. There is a throw catch, I think, no? Okay. No, you can't do that because I didn't give an option called edit. That's the problem. That's why it's a try catch was there, right? You can understand. I didn't give option called edit. That's why it didn't happen. Right? Here I didn't give an option called edit, no. Because of that, it gave a try catch. Okay. If I give an option called edit, then it can be edit. Okay. So that's why it did. So if I click exit, the program will exit. So this is very simple. Actually, this student management system is a very simple one I have created. I didn't go much advanced. So that is very easy. So you can try
Is
at
the
home.
data saved in that data MS Access?
Yes, of course. Wait, yes, it is saved. But now I can't open. This is connected. That's it, right? But it will go and store everything in a day in a database format. So there is no difference. But why we use this is now I told you know why without doing manually. If you do in a system way, it is but it's easy to find records about someone, right? So that is the thing you can do in this buttons. That's a preview, next, add, save, delete, exit. Those buttons I have used. Next program, I'm going to use some new features called one is attachment, right? And yes or no also you can add. So attachment means you can add your photo, right? Next time I'm going to do like that. So but I'm not pretty sure because I have to teach all assignments as well, so I have to think maybe I'm going to do this or not. So can you tell me when is your assignment submission? I really forgot that.
10th May.
Oh, 10th May.
Yeah, miss.
Okay, then I think I
In the
have
network
to.
cabling also the submission date is 30th April,
Okay,
but we didn't submit yet because the
you didn't.
Niroshan sir didn't that something task 1 and 3 we didn't study yet.
Okay, then I also can ask for extension for you all, no?
Yes,
That can be
miss.
happen, no? Okay, then
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll ask the extension from Nishantan sir, I think, no? I had to ask from him. I'll
Can't do the
tell him.
assignments, miss.
Yeah, no, I can understand because actually the syllabus have changed now. I was surprised with some questions they are asking to do because I didn't go throughout the assignment. That's the thing.
There is no theory questions, only the functions and design the app and something.
Yeah, and they are asking as an app. That's also a confusing thing for me because
Yeah,
you're very
iPhone app.
basics. Yeah, that's why you're very basic students now. So if it's they're asking for the other IHT levels, that's okay. So I just have to clarify. But start even one question, even if you can do, just go and check what is flow chart. It's very easy. Maybe you might learn in A levels also. Flow charts. Have you all ever tried?
Yeah, in O level we studied the basics about flowcharts.
Okay, you studied. So
Yeah.
little bit go throughout more, and then I'll let you know what to do then, right? So I think better we can go for extension. So other, can I know the other? Yeah.
Flowchart is also done in VB or Word document.
No, you can just do. There are some special tools you have used, but I don't think it's mandatory to use that kind of tools. So you
Miss,
just
if
can.
we did
Yeah.
conversion calculator in the VB, how to attach with that MS Word?
MS Word. Sorry, I didn't get you. Sorry, what do you mean?
Miss, we are doing the conversion calculator in VB Visual Studio now.
Yeah.
So how to attach with that normal assignment?
No. Actually, still I didn't tell you how to do a setup file, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen in Food City, are they using like Visual Studio like this? Have you seen?
No.
No, because that program is in a setup file. Okay, because of that only you can't see like that. It is a setup file. Okay, so that's
Okay.
why you can't see. So, but I will teach, that will be teach by the end of the session actually, how to do a setup file. So when you make it a setup file, you don't see any Visual Studios in this program. Only you see the interface. That means welcome to the student management system, and then you enter the username, password, like that only you see. They won't see anything. Even they can't see the coding as well. So that is we call the setup file. So I'll teach you setup file. That is also very easy how to take the setup file. But I have to think about this, and I think I have to discuss about the assignments with the Shaman sir or the Mariam sir, and I'll let you know, right? But we'll take extension. But you have to start in your side. You have to start because you know how to create a calculator. Designing, you know how to design, right? So that
Yes.
is very easy. So Umair, can I know how is your, did you install Visual Studio? Nimeshi?
Uh, I was trying. I was having a problem. My PC is a bit slow. Connection was also slow.
Your
So I have to
PC
try
is
again.
slow.
Yeah.
Okay. Nimeshi, your one?
Stories.
Are you doing Nimeshi?
Yeah.
Program?
Yes.
Have you started doing the Visual Studio? Have you tried the programs already which
Yeah.
I have taught you? What program have done? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Miss.
So have you all tried any programs already which I have taught you? Login form? No.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Calculator.
Right. So then you have to try the assignment a little bit, not much, and we'll do. But another thing, I can see very low students attend today. That means only 3, no?
Not only to this class, miss.
There,
Every
others are
class.
there. Okay, I think y'all stuck with the assignments. Is that so?
Things.
Okay, that's okay. Right. Then today I will be finishing the session. Then very good point you told. I'll go on with the assignments actually. So you are happy to have a extension now? Okay, no? Or you don't want extension? And you do? No.
Don't want the assignments.
You need extension. Okay. I'll give extension. I'll talk to Ishantan. So I'll see you all in next class. So please try Umair or Nimeshi if you did with sample programs which you all have already done. So from today, activity 4 is over, and I'll upload it today or next week to the your what's the mood, right? So my side, I'm giving my 100% effort. You also have to give some effort to do. Okay. So see you all in next class. Have a nice day.
Okay, Miss.
God bless you,
Bless
you,
Miss.
you. God bless.
Thank you.
Okay.